for 5th all times in runs batted in. We're going to be right back with Hazen Union boys basketball coaches Aaron and Travis Hill right after this break. Welcome back to the Sports Report. I'm Mitch Wertlieb, and folks are still buzzing in Hardwick about 2 big wins in Division III high school basketball championships for both the boys and girls teams. And we're joined now by Aaron Hill and Travis Hill. Aaron Hill is the athletic director at Hazen Union High School and the boys basketball coach, and Travis Hill is the assistant boys basketball coach. Welcome both to the Sports Report. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Hey, Aaron, I want to start with you putting on your athletic director's hat first, because I want to talk about the girls' D3 championship win here. Big win. They defeat Windsor in an overtime thriller by 2 points. This is no small task. Windsor had made the finals 5 years in a row and won 3 titles in that time. Were the Wildcats really considered a pretty big underdog heading into that final?
I don't think so. I think they saw themselves as the top seed. They had a lot of confidence going in. They knew Windsor well, having played them the last 2 years in Barrie. They beat them in the finals 2 years ago and lost in the semifinals last year. So it's a pretty good rivalry that's developed with those 2 programs. But our girls were definitely confident going in.
Now, Kelsey Rivard sealed the win with 2 ice in her veins free throws, stepping up that she made in overtime. Those 2 points, though, were part of her overall 30-point performance. Can you talk a little bit about what Kelsey has meant to this team this season?
Oh, Kelsey is just a phenomenal player. In my opinion, she's one of at least the top 2 or 3 players in the state of Vermont. I get to watch her every night as the athletic director, and I just sit there in awe sometimes of her ability to impact the game. She scores, but she also rebounds the ball. She sets up her teammates, and the other team is keyed on her most nights. She's got a crowd around her, and she just controls the game in so many ways. And she's only a junior, so we're so excited that we get a whole nother year with her.
Oh, that's pretty fantastic. And, of course, putting up 30 in the final is just unreal. Yeah. Now, girls head coach Randy Lumsden obviously had a big role in the team's success this year. How was he able to keep the Wildcats on track throughout the season, and especially against a tough opponent in the finals like Windsor?
Well, Randy's been working with that group since they were probably, I think, 3rd grade. So he's formed very strong relationships with them. He's come up through the ranks with them. So he knows exactly what makes each one of them tick, and they know him. They do so much in the off season. They play pretty much year round. So they're very well known to each other. And like his daughter plays on the team. So it's just a very close group that's been together since 3rd grade.
They do sound like a really close-knit group. Travis, so I want to turn to you now because, the boys team about a week later after the girls' victory goes on to defeat Randolph for the D3 state title. And I have to ask first if it's at all a little bit intimidating to you working alongside the coach, who's your brother, but who's also got more active career wins than any other high school coach in the state of Vermont.
I don't know if it's intimidating because I grew up with it and I've been with him the whole time, but it's just been an awesome ride. And really the rest of us assistant coaches were just kind of along for the ride. Aaron could do it without us, but it was just so much fun. And the last couple titles, we've been able to have some of our own sons on the team, and it was just an incredible ride.
Now that win over Randolph, not as close a game as the girls' game against Windsor. The Wildcat boys, really came out and won this one decisively, 66-49. Worth noting that Hazen came in as the number 2 seed of the tournament, though, against top seeded Randolph. Is it fair? I'll ask the same question I asked of Aaron. Is it fair to call this an upset, even if the team might bristle at that a bit?
I probably was considered an upset because the first time we played them, they pretty much controlled the game, and the second time. They were a really good team. They got Eli Messier, is one of the best players in the state, as a sophomore, and we just had the great performances especially from our seniors to pull that out. I would say maybe a little upset, not a lot. Going into the year, I think it was kind of us and them were considered 2 of the favorites along with Virgins, and then Thetford kind of surprised people this year, but maybe a little upset, but not a lot.
What about the adjustments that you had to make as an assistant coach? As you say, there were the 2 previous losses. Did you go in talking about what you needed to do differently against Randolph in the state championship game?
Yeah, we actually probably started talking about that at Aaron's desk 5 minutes after our last loss to Randolph during the season. We were all around his desk trying to figure out at that moment, what are we going to do if we see these guys again?
Huh.
And probably the biggest thing is we said, we're going to put our senior Sully LaFlamme on their big kid. And he just did an amazing job. And that was probably the biggest difference in the game.
Aaron Hill, you've been at this a long time, 27 years as head coach for the boys basketball team. This title, though, for the boys is the first that's been won as you've been the school's athletic director. I wonder if that distinction holds any special significance for you as these programs move forward.
I don't know. I didn't have a lot to do with the girls at all, certainly, but it was different coaching when you have both teams that are both making a run at the finals. There's a lot going on. You have the week before. This year it was the girls. Last year we were before the girls. It's a lot of fun because I'm right involved in all of it. But as a coach too, it can be a little overwhelming at times when you're trying to organize all of the logistics for both teams and then also prepare for the game. But it's a lot of fun. I'm glad I'm doing it, and hope to keep going with it.
Travis Hill, getting to the top, as you know, is hard. Staying there might be even harder. The Wildcat boys have now been to the state finals 5 years in a row. They've won titles in 2 of those 5 years. Do you expect to be back next year, and will it be even tougher with so many other schools looking to take down the top dog?
I mean, we hope to be back. I don't think we ever expect to be back. We know how hard it is, and you never know what's going to happen with injuries or players moving in or out. You never know with kids. So we're hoping to be there. We got a really good group coming back, but we also are losing some pretty important seniors that were all of them just great leaders, and they will be missed, and we're going to have to find someone to take their place.
Let me ask you both this last question. Travis, let me start with you. If you could both briefly talk about what these championships have meant to the community in Hardwick. I have to imagine it's a great source of pride.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And our community is amazing. Since this all started kind of in '96, the current run we're on, and our town since then has just been basketball crazy. Our old reporter at the Hardwick Gazette, Dave Morse, is probably the biggest part of that. He was such a great writer and did such a good job promoting our kids that the community bought in. And now it's just kind of a self-sustaining thing. Everyone's so proud of it that everyone just keeps coming back and wanting more.
Aaron, would you concur with what your brother's saying there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that makes us unique is that if you go to our games or the Odd or wherever, the stands are packed, but they're usually packed with community members, alumni. It's not so much the student body, because student body is actually shrinking. We don't have the same number of kids we used to have, so it's packed, but it's not. It's really truly community people and alumni that are the ones who really fill the gym consistently. It's not a bunch of and younger kids, elementary age kids. So it really is. It feels more like a community team, almost more than a school team. The community is just so far with us. It's really amazing.
Aaron Hill, the athletic director for Hazen Union High, also the boys basketball head coach, and Travis Hill, assistant boys basketball head coach at Hazen Union. Congratulations to both of you, and thank you so much for being with us today on the Sports Report.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to be right back with